statement, and please raise your hands for questions. Cameras, we good? We're good. Coach?
All right, I just first of all, want to give props to Pitt. I mean, we knew what kind of team we were going to come in here and play. When we got up 27-7, I knew it wasn't going to be over. I mean, they got a lot of pride in their program. You're playing at their place. They had a really good student section that was loud tonight, and they didn't quit. They kept playing. And but conversely, our guys didn't either. And I'm really proud of the way our guys played. There at the end. The defense, they bowed their neck back, but it would not let him get any more completions there at the end of the drive, and we ended up getting a sack on 4th down to get the ball back. And then at that point, we looked at the clock and knew we had to get 2 first downs on offense, and our guys went and got 2 first downs. I mean, and obviously, if you don't get that, it could be a different game. And so it was a complete team win tonight. What it's going to take against a good football team on the road like that. Carter knocked down some field goals tonight, and the defense I thought played outstanding in the throw game. Now he had a few passes on us. But 10 for 32. That's really good pass defense. And I think the pressure was the difference. I thought he had to get rid of the ball early. The guys are not in their routes yet, and he's getting rid of the ball to get that completion percentage. So I think we'll be at 5 sacks tonight, which is what we want to be, and several hits on the quarterback to make him get rid of the ball. That was huge for us. Really proud of Cord Connor. 20 carries, 153 yards, and a touchdown. And a game-sealing run there when we had to have it. He played his butt off. We felt like he had a hot hand. We didn't really want to sub him out just because of that. We obviously trusted the ball in his hands to go make the play. Pitt's got a good defense. I thought, limited us in some of the things that we could do. Throwing the football, didn't want to hold the ball because, if you hold the ball against them, you're going to get sacked. They've been proven. The last 3 years, they're top, 1, 2, or 3 in the country in sacks, and we knew that coming in. And they got us a couple times tonight, but Emery's, 18 for 26. I thought that was very solid. His interception was pressure. He gets hit right when he's throwing the ball. I felt like he had Braden there on that particular pass play. But credit to Pitt on that. They got pressure and got to him. But man, just very, very excited. That's a really good road win, for the Bearcats. And I know it's early in the season, but that is really, really solid win. And we're proud of our coaches and our players for how they prepared this week and came in here and got this win.
Questions for Coach Keegan and Scott?
How happy were you with the offense in the first quarter, especially the first series? They seemed really unfazed despite the road environment.
Yeah, the first series we picked up where we left off last week. That was a great opening drive. Corey, we popped a couple big runs on them. AT around the end there was a play we saw this week that we liked. And that things started clicking there. And you get up and we knocked the field goal down right before half. I thought that was huge because you always like to get momentum right before half, and then we're getting the ball back. Well, we end up having a punt, but we get the fumble on the quarterback, and then through the touchdown pass to Braden. Incredible catch. That was as good a catch as you're going to see this weekend, I'm sure, in the back corner of that end zone. And speaking of that, Braden played unbelievable. The guy had punt return tonight. He threw a pass for a completion on the money. He caught some very highly contested catches out there. Played great out there tonight as well. So, but proud of the offense, the way they came through, especially early in the game.
You had 5 sacks. The biggest one, Jack Dingle. How good is he going to be? He's only a sophomore.
Yeah, I love Dingle. When we first got here in the spring, I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's going to be really, really good. We looked at the catapult numbers. He was one of the faster players on our team, not just on defense, on our team, at 238 pounds, or whatever he is. He's an incredible athlete. He just needed to play. He just really hadn't played much. And I thought he played well tonight. I was looking out there, and he's making some tackles for loss. He's getting sacks. We brought him quite a bit on some pressures tonight. I think he's just going to continue to get better and better and better. He's a young player who hadn't played a whole lot of football yet.
How does a win like this help with the progression of your team and confidence moving forward?
Yeah, it's one win, but it's on the road against an ACC team that won the ACC 2 years ago. So we played them last year when I was at Louisville, so I know what kind of team they have. It just gives you confidence to know if you prepare well and you go out and make plays, you got a chance to win. It doesn't guarantee anything. You guys still got to go make plays, and we had a lot of guys make plays tonight. But we're, we played 2 games and we're 2-0, so it's a big win, and it's also big in recruiting. We compete with Pitt a lot in recruits in this area in Ohio. They try to come over in Ohio and try to get some of our players, so it's certainly a big win in that regard as well.
Keegan and Neil.
Justin Harris had a up and down game, had some good PBUs, but also a few defensive pass interferences. How do you manage that during the game when you see that they're kind of going after him offensively?
Yeah, I mean that's a difficult assignment there when if you're asking him to go out there and just play man down the sideline and they just kept throwing it up. It felt like he'll learn from this game. He'll continue to grow. There'll be games certainly like this as we go through our progress throughout the season. We got to do some things I think at times that mix it up and not just say hey you got him down the sideline by yourself. I think defensively we can do some things to change that up. I mean we want to be aggressive and therefore he's going to have to be able to play man. But I think sometimes we can change that up and help them out a little bit. But I mean, they got some good players. I mean, and I think that that quarterback there is a solid player. And I mean, sometimes you're going to get called PI, but you just keep playing. And we'll go back and watch the film and see any technique that we can help them on as we move forward.
Neil.
We talk about Justin Harris. Obviously, stepped in for the injured Sammy Anderson tonight. Do you just have any update on Sammy?
We're still evaluating. I know Sammy really wanted to be out there tonight and play. I mean, he's such a competitor. And so he's a day-to-day right now. We'll continue to evaluate and, obviously do what the medical professionals tell us we need to do with him. He's eager to get back out, so maybe we'll have an update, by first of next week.
Ryan and Scott.
Pat Narduzzi talked about before the game the kind of havoc that Dante Corleone does inside. How much does his presence, along with Juwan Briggs, openings up for Brian Dretz and Jack Dingle, Deshaun Pace?
Yeah, I mean those are great football players. They're very strong and powerful. We've talked about them, a lot. And I thought tonight they proved their worth in a lot of aspects. There's a couple times I saw Briggs right in the backfield making plays there, sacking the quarterback. The one play that Corleone made was incredible. I think he took his lineman straight back into the quarterback, dumped him, and grabbed the quarterback and put him down. He's capable of doing that. We have a hard time blocking him. Each and every day we go against him. And actually on the headsets, our offensive line coach, he does it to them too. Not just us in practice. So he's a man. He's a man in there. And but he frees up those linebackers. I mean, Dorian Jones, Jack Dingle, and those other guys were able to run and make plays because of those guys up front.
Singletary gets in the end zone again, but you're using 4, maybe 5, if I missed one, tight ends. You're using a lot of dudes.
We are. We're playing a lot of guys there at the tight end position. I think, they certainly, have some different skill sets that we want to try to, utilize and put them in position to be able to make plays. There's a nice touchdown there, early in the game on the little slider there with the tight end. And then, we try to get the ball a couple more times to Shaman, and we're unsuccessful to do that. But I still think those guys are still learning. They're still coming on at the tight end position. I think, hopefully they got better tonight. I didn't think they played great in the first game. Hopefully tonight they play a little bit better, and hopefully we can continue to bring those guys along. We're going to need those tight ends in the throw game and the run game.
In the back.
This is the third time in 4 years you've coached against Pitt and Pat and his defense. Do you feel like that familiarity helped you, particularly with attacking their run defense in the first half? You guys ran for like 180 yards.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of respect for their defense, and they've been really good over a lot of years. And so we felt like we had a pretty good plan coming in. You never know until you start playing and see if our guys can go up there and block them and be able to handle that. I think early in the game we were able to pop a few of those big runs. I thought we had I thought our guys blocked very well up front early in the game. And then in the middle of the game, third quarter, wasn't as good. They started doing some things to obviously shore up that run defense, and then started putting pressure back on us. We hit a lull. We got to do a better job once we hit those lulls to find our ways that we can, counteract that to get that running game, continue to let it go. Because you got that kind of lead, you want to be able to melt some clock and grind out first downs.
Aiden, and one more.
Can you just take me through those decisions on the 4th down, the final drive, and why you decided to keep the offense on the field?
We're just trying to win the game.
Fair enough.
I mean, it's easy to second guess 4th down decisions. I mean, anytime during the game. But we're trying to win the game, I think what we had a false start. Yeah, we were going for it.
Neil, last question.
Pitt made the change at left guard heading into this one. They started true freshman B.J. Williams instead of Jason Collier. Was that like a mismatch thing you guys saw heading into this, and how you guys could take advantage and find the backfield?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I certainly, we found out about that right there at pregame, you know, and they started the freshman, right, the young player. You know, and, you know, the player that was in there last week that played, you know, is a big, really big guy, probably doesn't move quite as well, so I think that's probably why they made the move. You know, but even at that, you know, you're playing a freshman, you know, that maybe hadn't played in a lot of these type games, and, you know, going against some of the experienced guys we have, we felt like we maybe could take advantage of that. Obviously, have to go back and watch the film and see if we were able to, but, you know, I felt like our guys up front played really, really well, our defensive line, and, you know, to be able to put up some of these stats right here was great. So we'll see how our guys end up doing.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Thanks, Coach.
Coach.